Well folks, here's my second attempt at this video. The last one, I think the audio wasn't great, and so I decided to shoot one again. And I've plenty of figs to film for this one, because I'd say maybe a third to about a half of the figs this year are spoiling on me, unfortunately. And I suspect there's a couple of reasons. One is that there's lots of fruit flies in the polytunnel. I did think it was I mentioned blue bottles in the last video, which there are a lot of here, but I've now just happened to see a lot of fruit flies floating around, so I reckon it's probably because of that, and also because I'm not getting there fast enough. Although I would say that even the ones that I am harvesting, and I'm harvesting them earlier than I'd like to, are still spoiling. So for example, in this one here I have some figs. I've Negroni, and I think I have a Violet de Bordeaux, which are the first of this year to harvest, but unfortunately they've been spoiled. And just to show you or give you an example, this is what's happening. I'll try and zoom in and see if you can see them. So this is a fig here. You can see that little fly there. There's tons of fruit flies on that, and that is spoiled. There's another one up here. Negroni, might be hard to see the flies on there, but they're there nonetheless. And yeah, they're just running rampant in here. I don't know what to do or how to get around it or how to manage it even, but they're getting a hell of a lot of my figs, unfortunately. There are some varieties that seem to be slightly resistant to them, and that one would be Smith, thankfully, and to a lesser extent Improved Celeste, although there's actually one sitting right on there at the end. Although even if I leave them too long, they will go off, or they will spoil. I mean, unfortunately. But yeah, I actually don't know what to do. I have been putting organza bags on them, but it still hasn't really made much of a difference. The fruit flies are still able to get in there. Sometimes the figs are kind of quite close to the skin on the organza bags, and they can get in there, unless they get organza bags with really small microns. There's another fig, look, that's definitely gone moldy. So yeah, very, very disappointing. I've had a huge crop loss on this, which is killing me. I basically have to get up here every day and harvest them as early as I can, and then get organza bags on, just as a way of trying to mitigate the worst of the damage. But it's really unfortunate. And I have a lot of figs that are like this one here that are ripening up now, and I don't know if I'll be able to get in there. There's some flies flying off that already, like, so yeah. I think maybe the overcrowding in here it doesn't help. Probably less airflow, maybe less predatory insects in here as well. But it's something I'm going to have to manage going forward. It's the first year that I've had a problem with it. It's certainly been this big, and even during the Braba ripening season, I was able to let figs hang on the tree for as long as I could, and they'll really kind of dry on the tree, and they're spectacular. But I just can't do that now, unfortunately. I did think that it was possibly the humidity in here. We've had a bit of rain up until the week before last, and I thought maybe that was a cause, but it's not, because we've had stellar weather this week and they're still spoiling. So yeah, unfortunate. It's again something to look out for if you're growing figs in an environment like my own, like in a polytunnel and maybe in a climate like this. But yeah, it's desperately disappointing. If you have any ideas of how I can get around this, or suggestions as to what I might do going forward, please comment. But yeah, extremely disappointing.